Welcome to the real estate experience. No, it's really not that exciting. Sorry. So what are we doing today? We're trying to answer the question of, well, where are we at right now in the market? The answer? Well, I have no idea. That's not what I was supposed to say, was it? Nah, I got some ideas. We're gonna talk about where we're coming from, where we're at right now, and where we're going. Strap in and get a pad and paper. You don't have to do that. Just watch the video. Let's talk house. So to understand where we are and where we're going to be, it's important to understand where we're coming from. At the start of the year, we saw, well, close to unprecedented growth and competition in our market. Things were flying off the shelves. We were having insane bidding wars on pretty much everything. Incredible inflation across the board in real estate and otherwise, and prices like we haven't seen before. My guess, I think that people were sitting on the sidelines for so long because of COVID that after a while, it just built up and we had a massive pool of buyers like we haven't seen previously. It's led to a lot of speculation about whether it was sustainable or whether something had to be done about it, but things have changed a little bit now, which leads us to... Let me preface all of this by saying we're still pretty crazy in our market. Prices are still very high. There is still competition, but the good news for buyers is, well, it's cooled off a little bit. It's not as crazy as it was 3-4 months ago. Some handy dandy numbers for you. People have begun to come onto the sidelines a little. There's not quite as much inventory out there. There's not as many people looking to buy. It's slowed down a little. Still high prices, still competition, just not what we were at the beginning of the year. So why is that? Well, there's a lot of theories and guesses out there. I think it's a combination of a number of things. For starters, typically we see a bit of slowdown in the summer year to year. It's normal. That happens. It follows the traditional bell curve that we usually see. The other? Well, on June 1st, they instituted a new lending guideline to increase the stress test for buyers to get qualified. It's a very minor change, but in any market, whether it's real estate, the stock market, bond market, whatever it may be, people tend to dislike uncertainty more than they dislike even poor performance. And the fact that a change was made, regardless of what that change is, may have had an effect. Typically, it's reducing people's buying power by about 3 to 5%, but it's nothing significant when compared to other changes we've seen. Oh, the grand question, the one everybody wants to know, and the truth of the matter is... it's just the truth. I'm sorry. I'm not gonna lie to you. That's what it is. Cut and dry. Kaput. Do I have guesses? Yes, and I'm gonna give them to you, but the reality is nobody knows where our market is going, and they never will. The best we can do is take some educated guesses. So where do I see it going? Come fall, when we typically get a bit of an increase in activity year to year, we'll probably see a middle ground between where we're at now and what we saw at the beginning of the year. I do not think what we were seeing at the start of 21 is sustainable. I don't think that the market can maintain that for a substantial stretch of time. However, until there's any indication to show that Toronto isn't going to continue to increase, it's hard to bet against it happening. Could it? Sure, maybe. I know there's a lot of people out there who want it to take a dip. Yes, I understand. There isn't precedent for it though. It will likely happen eventually at some point, but until that point, it's hard to say that that is going to happen. So, in a nutshell, I think we see continued growth, fairly significant, not quite what we were seeing at the beginning of the year or as substantial as, say, 2017, but that growth does continue, and unfortunately, there's probably gonna be a lot of people who are upset about it. So where's the silver lining? Well, if you're a seller, you're laughing. If you're a buyer, there's a bit of an opportunity right now. There's a bit of a lull, and it's good to see that those lulls still exist. 2020 threw everything out of whack, and frankly, we didn't really know what to expect moving forward. It is nice to see that we've defaulted back to our typical curve of the year where summer dies down a little bit, and there are still maybe those opportunities for buyers to get in there with a little bit less competition. Well, hopefully you enjoyed listening to little old me yammer on for a little while. But that's all I've got for you today. Until next time.